Hello everyone, this is your teacher Amar Ahmed. In today's session, I'm going to show you some material on Canadian constitutional law. I will also guide you how I would be writing the answer on any distribution of power or DOP question. Before doing that, this is my material. I have prepared a few sample questions which are hypothetically created fact pattern questions with their answers. So here it goes. This is question and answers on constitutional law. These question and answers are for part two of your syllabus, which is distribution of legislative power. So this is a question on property and civil right with the answer. This is a question on property and civil right and trade and commerce. Question number three is on peace, order, and good government. Question number four, and with answer is on criminal law. Question number five is on paramountcy. All these questions have answers as well. The next is part three, and question number six with the answer is on duty to consult and duty to accommodate. And then part four of the answer, they are answers on charter rights and freedom of religion. Question number eight is on freedom of expression with the answer. And question number nine is on question with the answer on life, liberty, and security. So these questions are available with the answers on my website, NCA Online Teacher. Also, if any one of you like, then uh, these are my brief notes or IRACs in the form of IRACs. So they cover almost all the topics of the Canadian Constitutional Law NCA syllabus. Now I'm going to guide you how I would be writing the answer of a question on distribution of power. I'm going to show you section 91 and section 92 of the Canadian Constitution Act of 1867. This material is for part 2 of your syllabus. This is section 91 of the Canadian Constitution Act of 1867. It gives the powers to the federal government to make laws on different heads. So I have highlighted a few heads. For example, regulation of trade and commerce is 91.2. Then on banking, only federal government can make laws. On saving bank under 9116, only federal government can make laws. Then for the Indians here mean not people of India. Indians here mean First Nations or Aboriginal. For them, only federal government under section 9124 can make the laws. And then likewise marriage and divorce. So there are 29 topics on which only federal government can make a laws. Now we move to the provincial power, which is under section 92. So under section 92 of the Constitution Act of 1867, I have highlighted like on under 92 to all provincial governments in Canada have the power to impose direct taxation within the province. And then these are some other powers. So now I'm going to guide you how I would be writing an answer of a DOP question. Let's discuss one hypothetically created fact pattern scenario to understand how the answer on DOP question should be written. I have created this question. It has no relation with any actual scenario. This is just a hypothetical question for educational purposes only. This is a question on one of the topics of the syllabus on trade and commerce. Let's read the question. The Parliament has enacted the Telecommunication Equipment Monitoring Act, which seeks to regulate the sale, transfer, or movement of telecommunication and radioactive equipment within and outside Canada. Now, this is just a hypothetical law or fictional law. Section 5 of the Act establishes Telecommunication Equipment Monitoring Board. Section 6 of the Act restricts the transfer, movement, or importation of telecommunication and radioactive equipment and materials within Canada to 5 pieces per month, only upon the approval of Telecommunication Board. Section 10 of the Act provides that telecommunication, radioactive equipment, and material found to be defective, ineffective, or extremely dangerous to the health shall be retrieved by the importer, vendor, and destroyed upon the supervision of Telecommunication Board. Section 10, subsection 1 of the Act further provides that vendor importers shall reimburse the purchaser the full purchase price, including an additional 5% of the purchase price within 14 working days from the date of confirmation of the defects by Telecommunication Board. Companies dealing with importation and sales of radioactive and telecommunication equipment have experienced a sharp decline in patronage and profits in Manitoba, British Columbia, and Prince Edward Island due to the limitation of the number of equipment transferable and the delays caused by the requirements for approval by Telecommunication Board. Next part. In response, the Legislative Assembly of Manitoba passed the Manitoba Sales of Dangerous Goods Monitoring Act. Now, this is a fictional law passed by a provincial legislative body. Section 3 of the Act provides all dangerous goods and equipments and materials sold or transferred within Manitoba must be inspected and certified by the Manitoba Inspector Board. Section 4 of the Provincial Act says provides all goods sold by the vendors within Manitoba must be delivered to the buyer within 7 working days of payment of the agreed cost price of the goods. Section 8 of the Act states that certifications made by the Manitoba Inspectorate Board on electronic equipment and goods brought into Manitoba by vendors shall not be subject to review. Now, this is a company, Fissile Telecommunication and Emerging Equipment Sales and Leasing Company, based in Manitoba, purchases 3 pieces of high-powered radioactive material from Swift Equipment, an importer of such equipment and materials. Upon delivery, it was discovered that 2 of the equipments were defective. Fissile Telecommunication promptly filed a report to the MI. Upon inspection, the MI declared the equipment defective and ordered for a reimbursement of the full purchase of price within 7 days. The proprietor of Swift Equipment have approached you. They want to know which law is valid, advise on the validity of both laws. So let's focus on the question. The question is advise the validity of both laws. It means there is one federal law here and there is one provincial law here. So you have to discuss the validity of both laws. So this is a hypothetical question. So I'm going to guide you how I would be writing the answer of this question. I have a detailed answer as well for this, which we can discuss in our regular tutoring sessions. But just to give you an idea, there are 2 laws here in this question. So on these 2 laws, you will be discussing the pith and substance of the federal law. So because first we see the federal law, and then we see the provincial law. So you will be discussing, I'm showing you the screen on 2 pages so that you can see the full screen and you can see the complete question. So you will be discussing the pith and substance of the federal law separately, and then you will also discuss the pith and substance of the provincial law. When you discuss the pith and substance of the federal law, which is Telecommunication Equipment Monitoring Act, then you will discuss the practical effect of that, the legal effect of that law. Then you will discuss the intrinsic evidence of that law. You will also discuss the extrinsic evidence of that law. Then you will discuss other doctrines which are applicable, for example, ancillary effect doctrine or colorability doctrine. And then you can discuss the possible related heads as well. For example, you can discuss why this law is under whatever you think is trade and commerce or any other, and then you can eliminate the other related head. And after that, then you will assign it to a head of power. You will discuss all your sections in your answer. Then you move on to the second part of the question. The second part of the question is a provincial law made by Manitoba provincial government. Again, you would do the same routine. You you would discuss the pith and substance of the provincial law, and pith and substance includes legal effect of the law, practical effect of the law, extrinsic evidence of the law, intrinsic evidence of the law. Then you discuss different doctrines, and then you eliminate the related heads, and then you assign it to a head of power. And then you can discuss the doctrines of paramountcy as well. The doctrine of paramountcy is that if both levels of government, provincial and federal, if they make the law, and if the compliance of both the laws is possible, then doctrine of paramountcy is not applicable. But if provincial law, which is in this question is Manitoba law, if it frustrates the purpose of the federal law, then paramountcy doctrine will be applicable. You can also discuss the interjurisdictional immunity doctrine. Interjurisdictional immunity doctrine mean that both levels of government have certain powers exclusively assigned to them. When any level of government, especially the federal government, if it makes a law which impairs the core of the provincial law, then doctrine of interjurisdictional immunity will be applicable in that scenario. So in this session, which is free for everyone to watch, in this session we have discussed one sample question, hypothetically created question on trade and commerce. In the next session, I'm going to discuss one sample question on peace, order, and good government. And these questions are available on my website, NCA Online Teacher. So if any one of you is not familiar with my website, the name of my website is NCA Online Teacher. Please type in the Google NCA Online Teacher. My website will show up, and then you can see different services. This is group tutoring. These are notes by Mr. Manuel Akinshola, who is a barrister and solicitor in Ontario. These are our recordings. This is the option if you need Ontario Bar Services. These are some question and answers. Then these are some free recordings. So if you want to purchase the question and answer, which I was showing you, click on the link question and answer. And then it will give you the options to purchase question and answers on different subjects. The one I was showing, we have discussed one question from that. This is Canadian constitutional law, 9 question and answer. A free preview of these questions is available. So you just click in the middle of this thumbnail, and then you will see a few lines from all the questions for which you will get a complete detailed question. Also, before purchasing, please read that if you are purchasing these 9 question and answers, you should not purchase the other option of purchasing 5 question and answers on constitutional law, because those 5 questions are included in these 9 questions. Now you click on the option of view full screen, and then you will be able to see all these questions the preview of all these questions is available. And if you decide to purchase these questions, you will go back and then click on the option of add to cart. Click on the option of add to cart, and then you will be able to see all these questions. So please subscribe to my channel, and then in the next session, I'm going to discuss another questions on constitutional law. Thank you.